Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon and a very warm welcome on behalf of Team Talent Experts and NLP Top Coach. I would like to welcome and appreciate all of you for taking your valuable time out of your busy schedules and attending this 90-minute session on why is it important to become a transformational leader. I repeat, why is it important to become a transformational leader? By one of the only 14 certified NLP trainer of in the world by the American Board of Neuro-Linguistic Programming. Yes, you hear this right. One of the only 14 certified master trainer of NLP in the world, Sebastian Leblond, who is the founder and CEO of NLP Top Coach Thailand. And of course, myself, Junaid Ehsan. I'm a certified NLP master practitioner from the American Board of Neuro-Linguistic Programming with an ability, skills, and experience in transforming lives and helping people achieve their peak performance to produce empowering results through NLP personal breakthrough coaching. These days, I'm hearing a new terminology, which I'm sure that you must have, all of have, heard that new terminology, which is new normal. Am I right? New normal. Why? Because of COVID-19 situation. Whatever happening is new and it is normal. It's not abnormal. What I say, nothing wrong about this. However, if we give a much more deeper and positive direction to our thought process, we must believe that new is better. One step ahead. New is normal, that's fine. But we start thinking that whatever is happening and whatever happens for the best. We start looking at the situation differently. And that difference is all about transformation. We sit back and we start thinking differently and start transforming ourselves. There is always, trust my friends, there is always a solution to every problem. It depends on how we look into the situation, whether we take this COVID-19 situation as a problem or an opportunity to sit back, think what is needed in our lives. What were we doing when we were racing outside in the world for everything? What we have to do differently now? Friends, this is an opportunity to reflect back upon yourself and find out what's better for you, because new is better. Our present and future have to be better than our past. Am I right or wrong? Do you agree with me that our present and future have to be better than our past? So this is the time which we have received from this, universe. Whatever has happened for the best. So instead of new normal, I must say we should start thinking differently, because the way we think is the way we act, and the results come in the similar fashion in your house, in your family, with your friends. Now see and decide, what do you want to do? You want to transform energy, positive energy, growth, or you want to transform stress? Choice is yours. So think about it. If everyone start thinking the positive side, that new, better, whatever is happening is for the betterment. Your thoughts, your actions are going to be moving towards the betterment for your own life. So decide now, are we leaders? I'm asking you, are you leaders? Raise your hands. Raise your hands. Are you leaders? Great. Trust, no one amongst us have ever faced such a challenge in their lives, in their entire lives. I repeat, no one has ever faced such a challenge in our lives. And leadership is all about facing tough realities, nothing else, tough realities. So if we are ready, and if we feel that everyone have a leader inside us, or we can be leaders, so better be ready to create certainty in uncertain times. Because as leaders, we are responsible to create certainty in uncertain times. Certainty is where? Certainty is among our family, among ourselves, among our colleagues, among our organization. take it positively that new is better. This word transformation actually is very close to my heart. And that is why the mission of talent experts is transforming lives. In most of my coaching sessions, from country leads to department heads to fresh graduates, I feel content when I see them transforming, when I see them changing. Now, what is transformation leadership and why is it important to be a transformation leader? Transformation leader is a leader who actually find out the needed change in the individuals, in the company for the growth. And both leaders and followers enable each other to develop into a higher level of motivation and morale to achieve certain goals. I repeat, both leaders and followers enable each other. So it's a two-way traffic. Leaders, transformation leader, develop leaders for the organization growth. So the person who's being developed, he also has a full responsibility to opt for that opportunity and grow himself or herself. Now, why I'm saying this? If I take you back in 1996, my own experience, my own career, my own life, I started my career with one of the leading training and development firm in Pakistan as an administrator. What I used to do, I used to type all these manuals, training presentations, making photocopies, going to the photocopier, going into the hotel, setting up in the training conference room with these manuals, waiting for the tea time, waiting for the lunch. Life was so happy. I was so content in my life at that point in time. I was only a simple graduate in 1996, simple graduate of commerce. No plans to study, always run away from the studies, nothing. Simply, life was happy at that time. One day, a person came into my life and he said, Junaid, listen, what you are doing is actually what you are using is a drop from an ocean. You have an ocean inside you. I looked at him and I said, in my heart, in my mind, please keep your ocean and drops with you. Do not engage me with all these stuff. I'm happy wherever I am. I have nothing to do with your drop and ocean. Anyway, life was moving on. I was happy, simple graduate, Junaid Essen. Then after a week time, that guy again came to me. He was my leader at that point in time. I will share the name as well later on. That guy came again to me and he said, Junaid, remember beta what I said last week? I said, no, I was totally unaware of, I didn't remember. He said, I told you, you're using a drop from the ocean which is inside you. That is the point. That is the point. People who know me like Faisal Iqbal and all those who know Junaid Hassan from 96 to till date today, they know the transformation in myself. So that was the time in 1997 jumped into my mind. It gets into inside my mindset. I realize what this person is saying is actually is making sense. The manuals I used to type, I started reading those manuals. After reading those manuals, I started understanding those manuals. When I started understanding those manuals, I started practicing those manuals, those training sessions. A simple graduate, I did my MBA in 1998, where in 96, I had no vision, no clarity, no enthusiasm, no optimism, which all are the parts of transformation leadership that you have to have. But I opt for the opportunity came to me by none other than Kamran Rizvi. He's one of the top motivational speaker in this country. And he is the leader for me as a transformation leader who transformed my life. Wherever I am today, if I'm standing in front of you, I have done lots of trainings, lots of coaching sessions, lots of executive level hiring, interviews. Today, wherever I am, alhamdulillah, is one, because of God's wishes. Second, my own wish and initiative to take on that challenge. And then Kamran Rizvi, who actually poured that sentence in my mind that it's your life, do not waste it. And I opt for that. I opted for that at that point in time. So today, wherever I am, I feel content. And I felt that sweetness of transformation. because my life is purely based on that. That's why I made my mission transforming lives, because I'm a strong believer that if I can change, anybody else can change in this world. Trust me, a simple graduate, then did my MBA in 1998, then got my certification from the British Psychological Society as a psychometric assessor, then got my certification from NLP Top Coach and American Board of Neuro Linguistic Programming as a certified master NLP practitioner, then got my certification in Lego Serious Play from UK Master Association of Lego Serious, having running my own organization from last 10 years, Talent Experts International. So this transformation has actually came literally from the Bernard Bass model, which he shared in 1985, the four behaviors of transformation leaders. The four behaviors of transformation leaders. If you have a paper and pen, just write those down. Number one, inspirational motivation. Inspire to go to new heights to your team. This is what Kamran Rizvi did with me. He inspired me to go to new heights. He gave me a clear vision, optimism. He engaged me. He monitored my productivity. So this was the first behavior, inspired or inspirational motivation, to inspire someone to go to new heights. Now, just think about it. If you inspire someone to go to the new heights, just imagine yourself and feel that happiness inside you, that you are the cause of giving somebody a life. You are a cause of making somebody productive in their life. That happiness, that feeling, if you really understand where I'm coming from, you will understand. Because somebody transformed me. I did not stop the process there. I started transforming other people. I'll share in my closing remarks about another company and another, I think the internet, am I audible? Am I audible, Behzad? Internet connection was, okay, fine. I will give you another example that there's another company and another person who transformed me for in the future. So I'll give you, because it's an ongoing process. Now coming back to the second behavior, which is individual consideration. As a transformation leader, you actually focus on each individual in your team. You consider them, you mentor them, you do the empathy from them, like Kamran did with me. He knew my background, that I don't like studies. So he didn't push me for everything. He gave me slowly, gradually the food for thought and made me whatever I am today. Then the purpose and strengths and skills. Then number three, idealize influence. He led by example. I used to see him. I used to role model him. His enthusiasm towards training, his optimism towards training, those things actually inspired me. So the third one is idealized influence. And the fourth behavior is intellectual simulations. We're giving case studies, innovation, creativity, setting up goals, and achieving those goals in my life and challenging me, so that I start using my intellect. So these were the four behaviors which I just shared of transformational leader, the transformational leader should have. Number one, inspirational motivation. The number two, individual consideration. The number three, idealized influence, that you lead by example, that your team, the people you want to transform, should follow you as well and take you as a role model. And then intellectual simulation, making the scenarios of creativity, innovation, goal setting, challenge them so that they start using their brain, so they become something themselves. So that's why becoming a transformation leader is very important. I feel, trust me, and really trust me, once you taste the sweetness of transformation, I repeat, sweetness of transformation, you will never stop and keep on moving with the spirit of transforming self and others to live happy and content life. Transforming self and others to live a happy and content life. At the end of the day, what matters is being happy. I was happy in 1996. It wasn't that I was not happy, but the taste of the sweetness, something getting more, imparting more knowledge, the more I'm going to impart here, the more I'm going to deliver, and it's going to give you a very happy feeling. You will feel content that you have done your job. You have to do more Because I always say you cannot become what you want to be by remaining what you are. I repeat, you cannot become what you want to be by remaining what you are. So now here is the time to welcome somebody who has transformed over 40,000 individuals around the globe. I repeat again, I'm inviting somebody who has transformed over 40,000 individuals around the globe, and one of the only 14 certified master trainer of NLP in the world by the American Board of Neuro Linguistic Programming, none other than Sebastian Leblond.
So today, I'd like to, as Junaid says, I'd like to talk to you about a little bit about my life, my experience, and how to become a transformational leader and change people's lives, even if you're not confident, knowledgeable, or talented. And I was able to, if you're wondering where I come from, is Montreal, the French part of Canada. And basically, I went from being a delivery boy to a transformational leader. This is a picture of me when I was 12 years old. And you can see I haven't changed much, right? I got my first job when I was 12 years old because I grew up in a poor family with a single mother. I didn't have any father, and my mother was a waitress in a restaurant. So we grew up very, very poor. So if I wanted to have any money or buy anything, I had to work for it. So if you've been to Canada before, or if you heard about it, it's not like Pakistan in the winter time. It's really, really cold, right? You guys have a fridge at home. So at the bottom of the fridge, you put your vegetables, you put your fruits and milk, right? And then you have the freezer part. And this is where you put ice cream and ice and frozen meat. So I want you to imagine, if you haven't been to Canada in the wintertime, that you're opening the door of your freezer. And you go inside the freezer and you close the door. And I want you to imagine that you live there for 6 months of the year. Well, this is how cold Montreal is, where I come from. So nobody want to go out in the winter time. So everybody asked for delivery, right? So that was my job. And I would work after school and on Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And I was earning $1.50 per hour. And I would work, and then I would save money into my piggy bank. And, I would go back home after work. And one day, I opened the door of my bedroom. And as I entered inside, I looked on my right. And as I looked on the right, I saw my piggy bank. And it was broken. And my money was gone. So I ran and went to see my mother. And this is a picture of my mother. And I said, Mom, where is my money? And I never saw my mother like this before. Her shoulder went down, her head went down. And she said, I'm sorry, Sebastian. I'm sick. And I don't have any money to buy medicine. So I had to take your money. So this was my first experience to what we call negative emotion. So the negative emotion of sadness to see my mother in that situation and not being able to do anything. And of course, anger because my money was gone. So the reason I'm sharing this with you is not to impress you, but is to impress upon you that in order to be a transformational leader, one of the first things that holds people back to become a leader, to be the best version of themselves, to set up new standards, and to have a high level of ethics is actually negative emotion. So write this down. Negative emotion is the first thing that holds people back. Okay? Now, if this would have been the only challenges that I had in my life, it would have been okay. But then I went to high school. And this is a picture of my actual high school. And we had 4 floors. The first 3 floors was for the best of the worst students. And on the 4th floor, it was for the worst of the worst student. Which floor do you think that I was on? Write it into the group chat if you think that I was on the first 3 floor with the best of the worst student, or I was on the 4th floor for the worst of the worst student. Write 4th floor into the chat group. Okay? I'm very curious of what you're thinking of me. All right. Let me see what you're writing down. Okay. 4th floor, 4th floor. Oh my God. 2 people said the 4th. Junaid. Oh my God. 3 people said on the 4th. Junaid, you told me that they were very nice, that you were introducing me to some really nice people.
They are nice, actually.
Well,
Mansoor,
thank you. Thank you, Mansoor. I will remember that. Okay. Unfortunately, you are right. I was on the 4th floor, right? And my high school has actually won the awards in Canada for the world worst high school. Aren't you happy to be here listening and learning from me as a transformational from someone who was poor and worst education? Not like Junaid with his MBA and all of his great grades, right? So opposite. So that's good. That's good. So basically, I graduated from high school, and even today, I only have a high school education. I've never went to university. And because of that, I actually became a coach, and I became a trainer. So I'm not educated through the traditional way, but I'm self-educated to professional coaching certification. And as Junaid said, I became one of the 14 NLP master trainer by American Board of NLP around the world. Okay, so I had the opportunity to train and coach 40,000 individuals from 30 different countries and made a revenue of over $12 million in the last 10 years. And this is great. So that was a little bit about my background and my journey, right? From zero to hero, from struggling background to achieve success. And really what you should be asking yourself is, why am I learning from someone who has such a background, and how did he achieve what he achieved today? And that's why Junaid, I'm really excited to answer your other questions, because I'm going to share with you not just about me, because you're not interested about me. You want to know what's in it for you. So I'm going to share with you some of those things. But I'll let Junaid ask the next question.
All right. As it is on the screen, is it really important to be a transformational leader, Sebastian? The next question to you is it really important to be a transformational leader? What difference does it make in one's own life and organizational growth? How specifically it makes a difference?
Okay. Very, very good question. The short answer is that it depends. It depends if success and happiness important to you, right? If you want to become more successful, then you have no choice but to transform. And I would like to share with you this concept here that in order to transform and be a transformational leader, and when I say transformational leader, it's not just to others; it's for ourselves as well, right? So there's three types of people when related to be a transformational leader or changing, right? The stages of change. And this is a very, very sophisticated way of explaining those three level of changes, right? So now you may need to do some research about those three levels. Okay, so listen carefully. So when it comes to become a transformational leader, there is one thing that is a must, which is your ability to accept change. So change becomes the most important thing to become a transformational leader or to transform yourself or other people. So there is three types of people that will be related to change. So some people will be open to change. So they welcome change. They say, great, I want to change. I want to improve. I want to get better. Then you have the second type of people who are more arrested. So what it means that even though COVID-19 is happening, even though we're facing recession, even though the world is changing, environment and economy is changing, they will be resisted. Even though they know they have to, they don't want to. They're in the middle, very slow, and they're kind of resistant a little bit. And because of that, it stops them to really transform. And then you have the third level of people who are completely closed. And when you are close to change, when you're close to transformation, then it's the beginning of the end for you, because everyone around you are changing. Every environment is transforming. So maybe you've experienced that in your life. So let's say that you're at A. You can see the line, right, on the PowerPoint. So A is where everything is good in your life. Everything is going the way that you want to. You wake up in the morning, you're motivated to go to work, you arrive at the office, you're learning something new, you're really, really enjoying. And life goes on. Then, after a period of time, you arrive to B, where you used to wake up in the morning and being really inspired to go to work. Now you're thinking, oh, maybe I should stay home a little bit longer. Can I sleep longer? Can I do something else? Do I really need to go to work? And then you start to have doubts, and you're starting to go to the office late, and then you're not motivated, and you get into the office and you're not learning anything. And you know that you need to change something. You know that you need to do something different, but you don't really do it. And then time goes by, and you're facing the same challenges, and you're facing the same problem, and your motivation goes down and down and down. You're learning less and less. You had B. And then you say to yourself, okay, I'm going to change. I'm going to transform myself for someone else. I'm going to go from B to D. I'm going to reach a new level in my life. I'm going to reach a new high. And then you suddenly take your courage and you say, okay, I will transform. I will make the change. And then you try to go from B to D. But then what happened is, as you're trying to go from B to D, you actually fall down into C. And C is basically where changes comes from. Anytime that you want to do transformational leader for yourself or someone else, you need to know that C will automatically happen to you in your life. Meaning that you cannot go from where you are to where you want to be in your life or your organization without going to C. You'll try, you want to, but you will never be able to do it. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Sebastian, you don't understand. We can do that. We're from Pakistan. We can do anything. We can make it happen. I have experience. I have knowledge. I've done it many times. And let me explain why is it that it's not possible to go from B to D, and why, as a transformational leader, you and your organization and the people around you have to go through C. Are you ready? Would you like to know the answer? Are you curious? Okay, here's the answer. Because if you didn't need to go through C, you would already be at D. You would have already achieved the results that you want to achieve. So then, therefore, you wouldn't be at B, you would already be at D. So the fact that in order to transform ourself or organization, it means that something has to change. Something we need to do differently to go from B to D. And in order to be able to achieve that, we all go through C. C stands for challenges. C stands for having challenges and problems. C stand for struggling. And what we do is that once we are at C, like right now for many people with the COVID-19, we want to go through D. So we try to go to D, but we fall down. We fall down back from C, from D to C. And we try to climb, but we fall down. We try to climb, but we fall down. Once we are facing challenges and problems, and we're trying to go from C to D, and we are not successful and we cannot do it, the natural human behavior is that we want to go back to B. We naturally want to go back to B because it's safe, it's comfortable. We know what's going to happen. But I want you to write this down. Once the process of change has started, it cannot be stopped. So even though you may want to go back to B, you will never be fulfilled. You will never be happy. So what happened is you're at C, you're struggling, keep falling down, keep going up, falling down, and then suddenly you break through and boom, you go from C to D and you achieve your goal. You have transformed. You have increased your revenue, profit margin. The team is getting better. You are happier. You're more fulfilled. You have better health, better relationship, better everything. And then what do? You woohoo, celebrate. For how long? 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, and then you go back to A1. And then everything is comfortable, everything is going naturally, and then you reach B1, and then C1, and then B1. And this is the process of transformational leader. This is the process of change. How many of you have noticed that your life has been like this since the day you were born? Anyone has noticed that? I know that my life has been going this way. Always. I'm at A, I'm very comfortable, everything's great. Then I go to B, I don't feel motivated, I don't feel the same. Then I just want to do something different. I want to raise my standard. I want to go to D. I want to be more profitable. I want to be more happy. I want to be more successful. And then I have to change something. And I have to go through C. Because if I didn't need to go through C, I would already be at D. Okay? And that's the process of change. So when you come to organization, there's 5 things that you need to change. And they're not strategy, they are mindset. You see, what stops people from become a transformational leader, they are basically what we call a limiting decision. What holds people back is their mindset. So there's 5 obstacles. I like to call it the 5 clouds. So the first obstacle is what we call negative thinking. So many people have negative thinking right now about their life and the environment and everything that is happening. The second thing is what we call negative emotion, like I've already mentioned to you. And the third thing is bad behavior.
Sebastian, we can't hear you. Sebastian, hello.
Young, there's no opportunity. I don't have enough knowledge. I don't have enough skills. Yeah.
Sebastian, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
We were unable to.
Yes.
The line was disconnected. So you were at bad behavior when the internet connection was, unavailable to most.
Okay.
So you have to restart from the bad behavior, the cloud of bad behavior.
Bad behavior is the third cloud that holds us back. Yeah. And the fourth thing is what we call limiting belief, like lack of self-confidence. I'm not good enough. I'm too young. I'm too old. Economy is not good. And then inner conflict. Should I close down the company? Should I continue? Should I reduce everyone's salary or not? Should I continue with the same products and services, or should I find new services? So all of these inner conflicts and limiting belief and emotion and bad behavior and thinking stop us to be able to transform ourselves and the organization. The 5 clouds leads to what we call a limiting decision. A limiting decision is what holds us back to be able to be constructive and move forward in our life or our business. So what we have to do is we have to use the coaching tools, coaching techniques to remove negative thinking and create positive thinking, to remove negative emotion to create positive learning, to go from bad behavior to good behavior, from limiting belief to new empowering belief, and from inner conflict to values realignment. And when you do that, people transform from the inside out, not outside in. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah? Yeah? Great. So negative thinking plus negative emotion plus limiting belief plus inner conflict plus bad behavior equal limiting decision. Positive thinking plus positive learning plus new empowering belief plus values realignment plus success habits equal new empowering decision. And that's what you have to lead yourself and your organization to create a new empowering decision, because this is how lives are transformed and organization or change. So once you're able to do that, you need to create what we call a vision board. So as you're transforming yourself, you need to have a compelling vision for individual. A vision board is where you have a poster of all of your goals in area of your life. Financial goals, career goals, family goals, business goal, friends, health, and fitness. Then for your company, in order to be a transformational leader, you need to have a strategic plan. And you need to have a vision board of your game plan based on the current situation that you are in and where you want to be in the future as your vision. For example,
Sebastian, I think great. Hi, have you? So I actually missed out the earlier portion, but definitely I think the course looks very interactive. It's very interesting, and it surely looks something like which will add a lot of value from that perspective. And I'll get in touch with Junaid after this, and maybe I'll just discuss with him into how this can add value to me. And definitely I would love to sort of invest into a program like this for sure.
Awesome. Yeah, I think it's important to, Warren Buffett, the richest investor and man, one of the top most richest men in the world, Warren Buffett, once said, the best investment that you will ever make in your life is not in stocks, not in property, not in land. The best investment that you will ever make in your life is to invest in yourself.
Yes, investing in self. Sebastian, a very good question from Mansoor Hassan Sahab. And he's asking what his point of view is that any motivational program works for a few weeks only, and then we go back to our older stage. So what's the use of motivational training or inspirational training?
I agree. Who said that? I agree with him. I totally agree with Mansoor. Where is he? Who is Mansoor?
Mansoor Hassan. Mansoor Hassan. This is the guy.
Ah, okay. Yes. You're totally correct. That's why motivational training doesn't work. You see, motivation is temporary. The only thing, motivation is temporary. Determination is what creates consistency. So, you see, when people become motivated, motivation go up. And that means that their motivation can also go down. So what I like to say about motivation is that, so if we look at motivation, and we reach the peak, you see, this is the difference between motivation and inspiration. Motivation comes from the trainer. So I'm sitting here looking at you, you're listening to me, and I'm motivating you. And you feel motivated, right? Well, this will be temporarily. Because I promise you 100% for sure, tomorrow morning, when you wake up, I won't be beside you holding your hand. Your wife might be there, but I won't be there. Junaid won't be there. So motivation
nobody
is...
wants us there. And I'm sure nobody wants us there.
Yeah. So motivation is temporarily. Inspiration is different. Inspiration is when you are inspired, it goes from the inside out. So what do we mean by that is that instead of you shining because I motivate you, is I should be touching your hot button so that you are inspired from the inside out, so that you become determined, you become focused, you become successful, you become successful. And not only just in one day or 1 week or 1 month, but like Junaid said, over 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, and for the rest of our life. And that's the difference. I am not a motivational speaker. In fact, I don't like motivation. I don't do motivation. I inspire people from being the best version from themselves, from the inside out. And that's why I have so many people like Junaid in Pakistan, Bangladesh, India, Thailand, Myanmar, Vietnam, Malaysia, Singapore. And many of my students are successful coach, trainers, and transformer.
They're still digesting and thinking then what to ask, and definitely most of the questions, the motivation and inspiration, I think you have defined it very, very briefly, and you're spot on what motivation is. You can be motivated for a certain period of time, as Mansoor asked, that why it happens. It happens once you go back. But determination is the key. You need to be committed towards your learning. You need to know the value, what you're learning, what you're gaining here, because this is much more important than food for thought rather than food for stomach. Just not taste for your buds, taste for your life. How you're changing. Is there a change that a person only knows? Because I strongly believe, Sebastian, after your training, what Kamran has taught me, that it's my life. I was born, I am going to die, I have to live, I have to fly, I have to study, I have to perform, I have to transform. So there is no point I can blame the external events or externally whatever is happening. No blaming attitude. That is where in NLP, as we say, start living at cause, not at effect. Once you start living at cause, you actually become self-reliant. You take charge of your life. You take every single responsibility and accountability on your shoulder. That is where you go out of the blaming system. And trust me, once you go out and move out of your blaming system, you actually take everything as an opportunity and you live a positive life, relaxed life. You know that it's me. It's only me. I recently designed a very small clip, which I'm going to share with you. And the title of, do I breathe for others? This was a question. Sometimes I heard people saying, I did this for you, I did that for you, I developed you, I have done that. My simple question in theory is, do I breathe for others? No, actually not. I breathe for myself. And so I have to take care of my internal health, more of my soul, my spiritual side, and my mental compatibility, my mental capacity and competence. I have to improve myself. I breathe for myself. But that doesn't mean because of me, other people should suffer. So if I have to breathe for myself, I have to breathe in a healthy manner. And because we transform energy, if I'm not healthy, I can't transform others around me in a healthier manner. So if I have to transform positive energy, I have to think positive. I have to live positively. I have to breathe positively. So we can't do anything for others. We have to do all for us to be a better person, to be a better human, to be a better professional in an organization, within your society. Ecology. I believe I would like you to just explain ecology, the four major parts, self to self, self to others, self to society, self to planet. How important is that in our life?
Totally. Yeah,
Totally.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Whatever I
Yeah.
like for myself, I should like for others, for my teammates. I mean, in one of my
Yeah.
training sessions, Farooq, in one of my training session, few participants asked in communication that, you know, upward communication is fine. You said we have to build our credibility, but people, you know, from the top, they don't listen to us. They don't take care of our needs. I simply
Mm.
replied to them. I said, okay, from today, you start listening to the downwards, your downward communication, you become an influencer for them. You start transforming them. One way this cycle is going to be changed. Don't complain. Try to find out the solution that how you are going to add value. People should see you as a leader, as a transformation
Mm.
leader, and they will only see and feel that happiness inside us if you become an influencer for them, and you can only influence them with your positive energy, with your competence, with the learning you're going to transform to them without any fear that what will happen to me tomorrow, what will happen to my job, that
Yeah.
fear of losing a job. If I train my subordinate, where will I go? Trust me,
Yeah.
start training people, start transforming people. You will get what
That's
you
right.
want. That is
Yeah.
karma, positive side of
You
karma.
got it. Yes. That's right. That's right. Okay. Very good. Well,
So
thank
that's
you
it.
very much,
Myself,
everyone.
we both are, you know, we both love to talk. So we are keep on
Yes.
talking. I don't know. After sometimes one by one they will leave. Oh, I have to go. My battery is not working. Bye bye. You know, please.
Yeah. That's right. Okay. All right. So thank you,
So she starts
everyone.
laughing at it. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very
Have a
much
great
again,
night.
Sebastian. We'll be in
Yeah.
Bye.
touch.
Thank you.
We'll
Thank
be in
you.
touch with
Thank you,
other
Philip,
sessions
for
as
the
well.
invitation. Thank you, Bezad.